Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between the connection. Concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I have pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have a different tarot deck I will be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what helps, leave what doesn't. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we got here. On your side of this connection, you have confusion with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I feel like things in this connection took a turn. And I feel like you were confused because of that. I mean, I feel like I'm literally just reading these cards very literally. It's like, it feels like things, took, because the Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be this energy of things seemingly kind of going wrong. And then I feel like you have this confusion card. It's like there's this, what happened, or what did I do, or yeah, something like that. Now, this person, they have redacted with the moon here. So if you see, it's like a letter with, certain parts of it kind of crossed out here, blacked out. And then this moon, I really see as representing fear. I feel like this person held back a lot in this connection. And a lot of that came from this place of fear. Fear of commitment, fear of getting too close, fear of getting hurt, fear of whatever the case might be. And I feel like this is why I feel like you're feeling this confusion. It's almost as if they left out a lot of, what was really going through their heads, how they really felt, ultimately kind of overall, the reason why I feel, because I feel like things taking a turn for the worst. If you're the one kind of feeling confused about it, then I feel like it was something that they did or some way that they started acting. So I don't know. I feel like this fear is kind of the culprit. Now, in between this connection, you have soulmate recognition with the Four of Wands in reverse. And the overall theme of the reading is past life relationship. So I definitely feel like you're dealing with a past life kind of soulmate type of relationship. Now, when I talk about soulmate relationships, please understand that I don't mean that this is like your one and only soulmate, okay? We have many different soulmates in this lifetime, people that we kind of recognize ourselves in, people that we're here to meet and to learn from. And with this Four of Wands in reverse, the way that I really see this is this connection, it's like it didn't have a stable foundation to build on, which is why things ended up not working out here, or are currently not working out. However, I feel like there's a strong pull that you two have to each other, and I feel like that really comes from this kind of like past life soulmate-esque energy. I feel like there's this energy of kind of recognizing like this person's soul almost, and I know that might sound a little deep, but I really feel like it's like you saw them. Like it felt like when you met them, maybe it felt like you had known them forever. It was really easy to be yourself with, to be comfortable with them, because it was just like this recognition. But let's dive in to the story. That's just the overall energy. So let's start, Scorpio, with your side of this connection. This is Scorpio's energy toward the person they are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. Two of Swords? What the heck happened here, Scorpio? I feel like this has been the energy of the past few Scorpio readings that I've done, like love readings. It's just been like, what the hell is going on? Okay, so you have this Ace of Cups here, which to me represents kind of what you were desiring out of this connection, desiring this emotional connection with this person. However, the Six of Pentacles in reverse is an indication that I feel like no matter how close you got, it feels like you were never able to really reach that level of connection that you were wanting with this person, whether it was like a commitment or an emotional kind of connection, like mutual intimacy, things of that nature. And this Two of Swords is kind of this energy of like having a decision to make, like feeling like, because if you've been spending your time waiting on this Ace of Cups, but it feels like this Ace of Cups isn't happening, because the Six of Pentacles in reverse is this energy of not receiving, like it's also a lack of reciprocation too. So you're giving, or we're giving way more to this connection than you were receiving. And this Two of Swords is kind of like knowing that you are not happy with where things are at, but not really, like knowing that you need to do something, but not really sure what to do, or like not knowing what to do about it. Because I feel like you were very open to this connection, to this person. But yeah, it just feels like no matter what you did or how hard you tried, you weren't getting the same from them. Maybe on an emotional level, I don't know, commitment level. But it's interesting because it feels like that seems like that's where things were headed. That's where things were headed. And then all of a sudden it's like that opportunity or that option got kind of taken away, or something happened. You know, this person pulled away or walked out or did something to sabotage. But let's keep going. This is Scorpio's side of this connection. There's the Eight of Cups. This is literally, should I hold on? Should I walk away? Should I give this another chance? Should I give this person a chance? Should I keep trying, or should I leave it behind? Because here's the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you see this, you have this idea of what this could be. You're like, oh, things would be so good if this person would just get it together. And so I feel like you've been back and forth in this connection. Maybe you have walked out. Maybe there have been times where you're like, I'm absolutely done with this. I can't deal with this anymore. And you have walked out. But then I feel like maybe you've come back, or you have this feeling of like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But then you're like, but this could be so good. So you give it another chance. And I feel like there's been kind of this back and forth energy here. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I try? Should I give up? Because literally, walk away or hold on. I feel like you've been in between this. Maybe even for a while. It's like there's moments where you're like, I literally can't do this anymore. And then there's moments where you're like, oh, but it would be so worth it. I'm going to take this one because I think that kind of tells the message. Because I take the card that can help me remember what the message was. All right, so Scorpio side of this connection. Okay. Eight of Cups and the Hangman in reverse again. So I'm going to clarify this because I think that that's what that's meant to do. It's the same exact two cards. Clarifying this. Typically when they come out, it's like, no, you missed something, or there's more to this or something. And there's the Moon. So there's this moon. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. There's this part of you, I feel like you've been, since the beginning, I feel like, of this connection, willing to do what it takes to make it work, or willing to show up, or, kind of willing to do your part. And I feel like in the beginning, maybe this person was like doing their part too, right? Like it seemed like things were headed in a good direction, but then as things went on, it feels like you were having to give more and more. You were having to communicate more, or be the one that was a little bit more vulnerable, or push this person to make decisions or make commitments. I don't really know exactly what the story is, but I feel like I said in the beginning, it was like this mutual thing, but then as time went on, it was like you were putting more and more effort into this. And I feel like the reason that you were still holding on is because there was this part of you that was like, maybe if I try a little harder, like maybe this person will see how good this could be too. Like I just need them to see what I see. I just need them to see this potential that exists in this connection. And I feel like that left you with doing whatever you could so that this person would see the value in the connection. And in the process of that, kind of abandoned what it was that you were needing out of this too. Because this isn't just about this person seeing this value, right? It's not just about this person seeing how much value you have to provide, but it's about you also receiving what it is that you are giving. And I feel like, again, in the beginning, it feels like that was maybe the case, but then as time went on, it maybe became all about, how can I get this person to see this value? How can I get this person to see, because here's the moon, like you may have even seen, okay, this person is afraid of commitment, or they're afraid of getting hurt, or whatever the case is, and had a lot of empathy for that. And that's why I feel like maybe you were willing to give so much, is because you were like, well, maybe if I can make them feel safe, or I can make them feel loved, then they'll open up, because they'll see that, it's not as scary as it feels. And I feel like so much of your focus became on, like I said, this person that you were kind of left eventually probably feeling a little empty. Because we only have so much energy we can give until we're drained, especially if we're not receiving anything back from what we're giving to. And I feel like you got to this place where you were pretty drained here. Okay, that makes sense. So it wasn't like you were just holding on out of like desperation, which is not the energy that I felt anyway. I feel like you were holding on because you were like, well, maybe I can do this, or I can do that, or I can make this person, see this or feel that. Essentially like trying to help them be loved almost, because you were like, I'm just here to love you, I'm just here to care about you, or be here for you. And it was like maybe they weren't letting you as much, because again, they maybe started to pull back or weren't reciprocating. And I don't know, but let's just see what this person is going on. Redacted with the moon. This person's energy towards Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know about what this person's dealing with? All right. Well, there you are. Well, that's confusing. The Queen of Cups with the Five of Cups. And you could be dealing with a water sign. Okay, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, obviously. But I feel like this is your energy, because you're the first thing showing up in their energy. Justice in reverse, there's the Ace of Cups. Here's what's interesting is they wanted the same thing you did. That's why it seemed like that's what they wanted, and that's where it's headed, is because in the beginning, that's what they did want. So why are they all sad? Because it seems like they were the ones that, I don't know, pulled away, changed behavior. But you have this Justice in reverse. Because, they wanted this Ace of Cups, they wanted this too. Because that was the same Ace of Cups, remember, we saw here. But then they weren't doing their part. They stopped reciprocating or weren't reciprocating here. But now they're the ones that are sad. Now, I could see, this might not be for everyone, but I could see like you getting fed up and pulling back your energy or like walking away, and then this person going, wow, this isn't fair. Like people always leave and it's like, well, you pushed me out, or like you forced me to do it, or something like that. You know, that could definitely be the energy here. But yeah, it's like there, because the justice in reverse is kind of this lack of accountability, like not seeing that the reason that things are the way they are is because of how they acted. Okay, so they're sad. I feel like they miss you. I feel like they wish this would have worked. But it's so interesting because I feel like it could have. Now, just the fact that it didn't doesn't mean like this was your one shot and you're never going to have that shot again, okay? That's not what I mean by that. But I do feel like there's kind of more to this story than just like this, because some connections just don't work, right? Some people just aren't a match energetically, but I feel like this is one of those connections that could have worked if this person would have like stepped up. And I feel like that's why you held on to, is because you were like, yeah, I saw that. Like I saw that was the case. This was something that very much could have worked. But then, yeah, okay, so what happened here? This person's energy towards Scorpio. I mean, it was fear. I feel like this person got afraid. They freaked out. This person's energy towards Scorpio. Whoa. There it is. The Hangman. In reverse, it's like the more that you held on, the more they freaking pushed you away with the Five of Swords. Because I see this Five of Swords as like defensiveness, like having a guard up. It's almost as if it's like, yeah, I don't know why this why did this happen? They got scared and they pushed you away. I mean, it's plain as day that that's what happened. Ace of Swords in reverse. I don't even know if this person really understands that that's what they did. Almost, you know, I think back to past failed relationships that I've had, and I talk about this a lot on my channel, but I've been on this side of relationships and I've been on this side. Like I've been the person who was chasing love and someone who wouldn't accept it, and I've been the person who was having trouble accepting love and pushing people away. You know, I've been on the chaser side, I've been on the runner side, I've been on the giver side, I've been on the taker side. I was here before I was here, and now I finally am able to have healthy reciprocal relationships. But the reason I mention that is like just kind of giving some perspective on this. You know, I think back to a few relationships I had really kind of earlier in my 20s with people, with one person in particular who was like so freaking good to me. This person was so good to me. They treated me so well. And I pushed this person away with every single chance that I got. I would start fights. I would, you know, do whatever I could to sabotage this connection because I quite literally did not know how to be treated well. I was so afraid of abandonment. I was so afraid of getting hurt. I was so afraid of the connection that it was, what I did was I pushed it away and I sabotaged it. And at the time, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that maybe I wasn't acting the best, and I'm not asking for sympathy or empathy for my situation. I certainly had a lot of healing to do after that. But eventually, that person ended up leaving. They were like, I can't do this anymore. And they walked away from the connection. And I was devastated because I was like, you know, why am I so hard to love? And I learned that that's because I thought I was hard to love. So I made myself hard to love. I made it difficult for people to love me because I didn't feel that way about myself. So then I started to see, you know, those parts of me. I started to heal. I started to grow. And that's when I would, you know, kind of ended up on this side of connections where I would see empathy for people who were similar to positions that I were in. And I'd try to get that person to see the light, and then it was a mess too. But anyway, what I'm getting at with this is during that period when I was pushing people away, I didn't realize it. It's like, it was so obvious now looking back, like that's what I was doing, but I didn't realize it at the time. And I think that that's kind of what this person is doing here. Is it's like, I feel like they pushed away this connection almost to the extent where you were like, I have nothing left to give. Like, I don't know what else to do to get you to know that I love, care about you, want to make this work. And I feel like that's on them. When we love and care about someone, we obviously want them to accept that love, right? But if somebody isn't open to accepting the love that we have to give for whatever reason, whatever trauma, whatever insecurity, whatever fear they are dealing with, there is nothing that we can do to change their behavior. And learning that was one of the most freeing things for me, because that's when I started attracting people that did know how to both love and be loved. Which is how I started attracting kind of those healthy reciprocal relationships. And it's because I myself learned both how to love and be loved. And I think that, it's so frustrating when we're dealing with people who push us away, and we're dealing with people who have their guard up, because we're like, if you would just freaking let your guard down, like, I could you just, this is not that big of a deal. Just like, let me in. And to the person, just again, being on that side, and when you've never experienced the kind of love that you're receiving in connections like that, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do with it. So your, insecurities, your fears, your triggers, your traumas come out. You lead with that wounding. You push people away, and there's no excuse, because that hurts other people, and that's not fair to them. So again, that's why I'm not saying have sympathy for me or have sympathy for this person. Granted, I think that empathy is wonderful, and we should absolutely have empathy for where people are at, but that doesn't mean we tolerate their behavior, right? And that's where I got stuck. Is I could see people who were struggling the way that I once struggled, and I was like, just let me love you. Like, you don't get it. I get where you're at. I get what you're feeling. I get what it's like. But just let me love you, and things will be good. But then my empathy kind of turned into toxic empathy, where I had more empathy for them and their situation than I did for myself. And I feel like maybe that's kind of a little bit of what happened here. All right. This person's energy toward Scorpio. I also feel like I just talked really fast through all that. I get comments telling me that I talk too fast a lot. I'm working on it. It's something that I have to consistently be conscious of, because I get a little carried away with myself in these readings. All right. This person's energy towards Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? I feel like that's why this connection didn't have a solid foundation. Both people have to be willing and able to give and receive love healthily in order for a connection to grow and expand. And some people get really comfortable in the giver role. You can give love all day long, but you struggle to receive it. Some people get really comfortable in, I guess, the taker role, but not really actually taking that love, and certainly not reciprocating it, not giving it back. All right, this person's energy towards Scorpio. There's the moon. That's why they didn't reciprocate. It's fear. That's where the lack of commitment came from. It's like they held themselves back from this. It's like they wanted it, but they were like, I'm gonna. It's not that they didn't want you. It's not that they didn't see your value. It's not that they didn't care about you. It has to do with them. The way that people treat us has so much more to do with them than it does us. And I feel like, it's so easy. It's so hard to feel that way when you're in the middle of a connection like that. Is it's like, don't take it personally, but of course you're going to take it personally. It's a personal connection. But I do truly feel like what Spirit wants you to know in this is that the way that this person acted, it's not that you weren't good enough. It's not that you weren't valuable. And it's not even that this person didn't see your value. It really just kind of comes down to the fact that this person isn't at a place where they are capable of giving and receiving love in a healthy way. And that came back to both, I feel like, bite them and to hurt you. And that's where that saying kind of hurt people comes from, right? When you're hurting, and you sometimes end up hurting other people. So basically, I feel like this person has a lot of growing and a lot of healing to do before they would be able to be at a point where they would be capable of what it is that you're looking for and deserving of in your relationship. So the question is, what is the purpose of this connection? What is this trying to teach you? How do we break out of the cycle of attracting people who essentially aren't capable of providing you with what it is that you're looking for? Because I think that I see that a lot in these readings. It's like, in the beginning, I thought things were great. And then this person changed all of a sudden, and it's really easy to think that they were doing it intentionally. I don't feel like this person's a bad person at all. I really, really don't. I feel like they have some trauma that essentially came up and took charge during this connection. Their fear, the fear of vulnerability, fear of abandonment, fear of getting hurt, whatever the case might be. And although you tried to, I feel like, love them through that, or show them that, they could be vulnerable and it's not as scary as it seems. Like, I feel like that the more that you tried, the more you ended up getting hurt, because then you started going, well, why is what I have to give not good enough? Like, why is it not enough for you? But I don't feel like it has anything to do with you. I feel like it has everything to do with them and where they're at. But in between this connection, you have soulmate recognition with the Four of Wands in reverse. I'm going to pull messages looking at the deeper purpose of this connection, the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you so much, Scorpio, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today, obviously. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Scorpio.